The timestamp on my Bodycam reads 02:47 a.m., November 3, 2019. I'm Deputy Marcus Cole, badge number 4421, Harlan County Sheriff's Office, Kentucky. I'm currently on routine patrol along County Road 38, about 12 miles southeast of the town of Evarts. It's been a quiet shift, nothing but empty roads and the occasional deer caught in my headlights. The temperature's dropped to maybe 38 degrees, fog starting to settle in the hollows the way it does this time of year. I've got my coffee going cold in the cup holder, and I'm thinking about how I've got maybe 3 more hours until shift change. Radio's been dead for the past hour. Dispatch confirmed earlier that most units are concentrated near Harlan proper due to some domestic situation that got out of hand. So I'm the only one out here covering the eastern routes tonight. That's fine by me. I've been doing this for 11 years, and these mountain roads don't bother me anymore. I know every curve, every abandoned mining access, every hollow where the moonshiners used to cook back in my grandfather's day. My headlights cut through the fog maybe 40 feet ahead, and the trees on either side are just walls of black. No moon tonight. Overcast. The kind of dark where you feel like you're driving through nothing, like the world just ends at the edge of your high beams. I reach for my coffee, and that's when I see it. Something in the road ahead. I ease off the gas, let the cruiser slow down natural. At first I think, it's a deer, maybe injured, standing in the middle of the lane. But as I get closer, maybe 200 feet out, I can see it's not a deer. It's a person. Someone standing dead center of County Road 38, facing my direction. Just standing there. I flip on my spotlight, angle it forward. The figure doesn't move, doesn't raise a hand to shield their eyes from the light. Nothing. I pull the radio from the mount. Dispatch, this is 4421. I've got a pedestrian on County Road 38, approximately mile. Marker 7. Appears to be a single individual standing in the roadway. I'm going to make contact, requesting you log the stop. The radio crackles. 10-4-4421. Logging your stop at 0251. You need backup out there? I watch the figure for a moment. Still hasn't moved. Negative, dispatch. Probably just someone who had too much to drink and wandered out here. I'll advise if the situation changes. Copy that. Be safe out there, Marcus. I bring the cruiser to a stop about 50 feet from the individual. Standard distance. Close enough to communicate. Far enough to react if things go sideways. I leave the engine running, headlights on, spotlight trained on the figure. Now that I'm closer, I can make out more details. It's a man. At least I think it's a man. Tall, maybe 6'2" or 6'3", wearing what looks like dark clothing. Could be jeans and a jacket. Hard to tell with the way the light's hitting him. He's just standing there with his arms at his sides, facing me directly. I can't see his face clearly. The light should be illuminating him fully at this distance, but there's something about the way he's positioned. Or maybe it's the fog. I don't know. His features look washed out, indistinct. I hit my PA system. Sir, this is the Harlan County Sheriff's Office. Are you all right? Do you need assistance? No response. No movement. Not even a shift in weight. I've seen a lot of things in 11 years. Drunks, addicts, people having mental health crises, people who just want to be left alone. But there's something about the complete stillness of this individual that's putting me on edge. Nobody stands that still. Even someone trying to stand still will sway a little, adjust their footing. This guy is like a photograph. I try again. Sir, I need you to respond. Can you hear me? If you need help, please raise your hand or give me some indication. Nothing. All right. Standard procedure. I'm going to have to step out and make contact. I key the radio again. Dispatch 4421. Individual is non-responsive to verbal commands. I'm stepping out to make direct contact. 10-4, standing by. I take a breath, open my door, and step out into the cold. The fog has gotten thicker in just the few minutes I've been sitting here. I can see my breath. The only sounds are my engine idling and the creak of my duty belt as I move. I unsnap my holster but keep my weapon seated. I've got my flashlight in my left hand, even though the spotlight should be providing plenty of illumination. I start walking toward the figure, keeping my pace steady, non-threatening. Sir, I'm Deputy Cole with the Sheriff's Office. I just want to make sure you're okay. Can you talk to me? 20 feet away now. I still can't make out his face. It's the strangest thing. The light is hitting him directly. I should be able to see every detail, but his face looks blurred somehow, like there's a heat shimmer between us, even though it's nearly freezing out here. I stop at about 10. Feet. That's when I notice something that makes the hair on my arms stand up under my jacket. He's not breathing. I watch for the rise and fall of his chest. Nothing. No vapor from his mouth or nose. In this cold, you can see everyone's breath. I can see mine right now, puffing out in little clouds. But this man has no breath. Sir, I need you to acknowledge me. Are you injured? Do you need medical attention? I take one more step closer, and that's when he moves for the first time. His head tilts, just slightly, maybe 5 degrees to the left, like a dog hearing a strange sound, like he's curious about me. I feel my hand drift to my weapon. Sir, I need you to keep your hands where I can see them. Do not make any sudden movements. He doesn't have hands. That thought comes to me suddenly, and I don't know why I think it, because I can see his arms at his sides, but something about the way his sleeves hang, the proportions are wrong. The angles are wrong. Like whatever's at the ends of those arms isn't shaped the way hands should be shaped. I take a step back without meaning to. Dispatch 4421, I need... The figure takes a step toward me, not a normal step. His body doesn't move the way a body should move. It's like watching footage that's missing frames. One moment he's in one position, the next he's 3 feet closer. No transition, no walking motion, just displacement. I draw my weapon. Stop right there. Do not move. Get down on the ground now. He tilts his head to the other side. That slow, curious motion. And then I hear something that I will never be able to explain for as long as I live. A sound comes from him, not from his mouth, from everywhere around him, from the air itself. It's like static, like the white noise between radio stations, but underneath it there's something else. Something that almost sounds like words, like dozens of voices all whispering at once, layered on top of each other, none of them quite syncing up. I can't understand what they're saying. I don't think they're speaking English. I don't think they're speaking any language. Dispatch, dispatch, I need backup now. Mile marker 7, County Road 38. I have a... The radio screams. That's the only way to describe it. A burst of static so loud and so harsh that I rip the unit off my shoulder and throw it away from me. The sound cuts off the moment it leaves my hand. The figure hasn't moved again. He's still standing there, 8 feet away from me now, his head tilted, that impossible blurred face pointed in my direction. I realize my hands are shaking. My weapon is trained on center mass, but I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if this thing has a center mass. What are you? I hear myself ask. The whispers surge, louder this time. I can almost make out individual sounds within the noise, syllables that repeat, patterns that feel like they're trying to form into meaning just at the edge of my comprehension. And then, from somewhere behind the figure, from deeper in the fog that's now so thick I can barely see the tree line, I hear something else. Footsteps. Not one set. Multiple. Coming from different directions. Getting closer. I turn my flashlight toward the tree line on my right. The beam catches movement. Another figure. Same height, same impossible stillness. Standing just at the edge of the road, maybe 30 feet away. I swing left. Another one. This one's closer. 20 feet. I didn't see it arrive. It's just there. Dispatch. Does anyone copy? This is 4421. I have multiple individuals. I need immediate... The spotlight on my cruiser flickers. Once. Twice. Then dies. My headlights go next. One at a time, like someone's turning them off individually. Then my engine cuts out with a sound like a sigh. And I'm standing alone in the dark with only my flashlight, surrounded by figures I can't count, listening to whispers I can't understand. I run. I don't make a conscious decision to do it. My body just moves. I sprint. Toward my cruiser, rip open the door, try the ignition. Nothing. Dead. The battery, the starter, everything. I grab my backup radio from the glove box, try to raise anyone. Static, not normal static. The same static I heard coming from that thing. The whispers. I lock the doors. I know it won't help. I don't know why I do it. Through my windshield, in the beam of my flashlight, which I've propped against the dashboard, I can see them. They're closer now. All of them. They've moved without me. Seeing them move. They're standing in a semicircle around the front of my cruiser. 5 of them, no 6, 7. More appearing at the edges of my light like they're stepping out of the darkness itself. None of them are breathing. None of them have faces I can focus on. And they're all tilting their heads at exactly the same angle, that curious dog-like gesture, studying me like I'm something they've never seen before. I try my cell phone. No signal. Of course no signal. I'm 12 miles from anything out here, and even on a good night the coverage is spotty at best. The clock on my phone reads 3:14 a.m. That's not right. It was 2:51 when I made the stop. That's only 23 minutes, but it felt like hours. Or it felt like seconds. I can't tell anymore. The figures don't approach the car, they just stand there watching. I watch them back because I don't know what else to do. At some point, I realize I've been holding my breath and I force myself to breathe. At some point, I realize tears are running down my face and I don't know when I started crying. At 03:47, according to my phone, my headlights come back on by themselves. Just flicker to life like nothing happened. The figures are gone. The road is empty. The fog is lifting. I sit in my car for another 20 minutes, weapon in my lap, watching every shadow. Nothing moves. Nothing appears. At 04:12 I try the ignition. The engine starts immediately. I put the cruiser in reverse so fast I nearly back into the ditch. I drive 17 miles without stopping, going 60 in a 35 zone, and I don't look in my mirrors. I radio dispatch when I get back into range. I tell them I had equipment failure, had to restart my vehicle. Sorry for the silence. They ask if I made contact with the pedestrian. I tell them the individual was gone by the time I approached, probably just a hitchhiker who got spooked by the lights. They log it and clear my stop. I don't tell them what I saw. I don't tell anyone what I saw. Who would believe me? 3 weeks later, I'm doing paperwork at the station when Lieutenant Marsh drops a file on my desk. Missing persons case from 2017. A family of 4 from Lexington, last seen driving through Harlan County on their way to visit relatives in Virginia. Their car was found on County Road 38, mile marker 8, 1 mile from where I made my stop. Engine dead, doors locked. No signs of struggle, no signs of the family. They were never found. I ask Marsh why he's showing me this. He says they just found another car. Same stretch of road, same condition, driver missing, car dead, doors locked. This one was from 2 weeks ago. A traveling salesman from Ohio. No one's seen him since. He asks me if I saw anything unusual during my patrols. Anything at all that might help. I tell him no. I tell him these roads are quiet at night. I tell him I've never seen anything out there, and I ask for a transfer to day shift, effective immediately. Final note appended to case file to 2019-1847, Harlan County Sheriff's Office. Deputy Marcus Cole submitted his resignation on November 29, 2019, citing personal reasons. His bodycam footage from the night of November 3rd was reviewed by department supervisors. The video shows Deputy Cole's cruiser stopping on County Road 38. It shows him stepping out of the vehicle. It shows him walking forward approximately 40 feet and then stopping. He stands motionless for 19 minutes. During this time, he does not speak. He does not move. His radio transmissions during this period were never received by dispatch. At 03:47 a.m., Deputy Cole suddenly turns and runs back to his vehicle. He sits inside for 20 minutes before driving away. At no point in the footage is any other individual visible. The road appears empty throughout the recording. The footage has been classified as inconclusive. Deputy Cole's current whereabouts are unknown. He stopped answering calls from former colleagues in February 2020. His apartment in Evarts was found vacant in March. The Harlan County Sheriff's Office has since received 14 additional reports of vehicle malfunctions on County Road 38. In each case, the driver reported seeing a figure standing in the road. In each case, the figure disappeared before contact could be made. County Road 38 remains open to through traffic. No official advisory has been issued. In September 2021, a hiker discovered a disposable camera in a drainage culvert approximately 2 miles from mile marker 7 on County Road 38. The film was damaged by moisture, but 3 photographs were successfully developed. The first shows the empty road at night, taken from what appears to be the tree line. The second shows Deputy Cole's patrol cruiser from behind, brake lights visible, a silhouette barely discernible in the driver's seat. The third photograph has never been released to the public. According to the lab technician who processed the film, it shows 7 figures standing in a semicircle, facing the camera directly. She refused to describe their faces. She said only that the photograph made her feel like she was being watched, even when she wasn't looking at it. The camera itself was logged into evidence and subsequently lost during an office relocation in 2022. The technician quit her job 3 days after developing the images. When contacted for a follow-up interview, she stated she had moved out of Kentucky and had no intention of returning. She asked the investigating officer one question before ending the call. Have you ever noticed how quiet it gets on that road? Not just quiet, empty, like something's listening. The officer had no answer. The case remains open. On October 31, 2024, the Kentucky Department of Transportation announced the permanent closure of a 4.2-mile stretch of County Road 38 between mile markers 5 and 9, citing structural concerns with the roadbed and ongoing geological surveys. No geological surveys have been scheduled. No construction crews have been assigned to the area. Concrete barriers now block both ends of the closed section, installed overnight without prior notice to local residents. A maintenance worker, who helped place the barriers, told his wife that evening that he had seen something standing in the tree line while they worked, watching them. He described it as tall. He described it as still. He said it tilted its head when he looked at it. He said there were others behind it, deeper in. The trees too many to count. His wife reported him missing 48 hours later when he failed to return from a solo drive. His truck was found on a service road adjacent to County Road 38, 300 yards from the barriers, engine dead, doors locked. The driver's seat was adjusted all the way back, as if someone much taller than him had been sitting there. His cell phone was recovered from the dashboard. The last photograph in his camera roll, time-stamped 11:47 p.m., shows the inside of his windshield. In the reflection of the glass, illuminated by the faint glow of his dashboard lights, there is a face pressed against the rear window. The face has no features. The face is smiling. The photograph has been sealed by order of the Harlan County District Court. The maintenance worker has not been found. If you are reading this, do not drive through eastern Kentucky at night. If you see a figure standing in the road, do not stop. Do not make contact. Do not look at its face. Keep driving until the sun comes up. And if your engine dies, if your lights go out, if you hear whispers in the static, pray that they lose interest, because the ones who stand in the road are not the ones you should fear. They are only watching. They are only waiting. They are learning how we move. They are learning how we speak. They are learning how we disappear. And somewhere in the hills of Harlan County, in the fog that never fully lifts, in the silence between heartbeats, they are still standing. They have always been standing, and now they know you've heard about them. Now they know your name.